Hi everybody and welcome back. Today I am doing a look featuring the new Laura Mercier palette. This is the Artist Palette for Eyes. This is a gorgeous palette. I talk about it a lot in the video, as you guys will very shortly hear about. Amazing palette. Definitely recommend looking into it. Definitely recommend purchasing this palette. Also, this is a first for me. Today's video is a collaboration with my good friend Steph over at Flourishxo. I am doing the evening look and Steph is doing the daytime look using this very same palette. So keep watching to see my holiday evening look using the new Laura Mercier palette. Okay, to start with, I'm going to use a little bit of my Matchmaster foundation, and I use 1.5, and I'm going to apply that with my Sonia Kashuk buffing brush. Before I do that, I just like to dot it around my face. If you've never used a big brush like this for foundation, I encourage you to try one. I think this is an amazing brush for blending in your foundation. Next comes eyebrows, and I'm just going to use my lingering eye pencil from MAC. So today's video features the new Laura Mercier Artist Palette for Eyes, and obviously the box, who cares about the box, right? But I have to show you the box because I think that the little imprint on the box is pretty cool. See the lady with the dog, and then there's that one there of somebody looking in a mirror. I just think the box is cool. Now sometimes I save boxes, like I saved my Vice 2 box. I'm going to save this box. I just like it. And then eventually I'll get tired of all the boxes and I will pitch them. That is the box. This is the palette. I love the texture and the feel of this palette. It flips open like so to reveal awesome, awesome colors. Very, very wearable. Very appropriate for the season. I'm in love with this palette. I like that there is a very nice mix of mattes, some satins, and it looks like there are like 3 in here that have a little bit of a shimmer, but nothing over the top. But anyway, I love this, and thank you, Steph, for like suggesting this palette, because I don't know that I would have even thought to look at the Laura Mercier palette. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use a little bit of Stormy Pink Paint Pot from MAC. That's what it looks like. Don't mind my nails today. They've been breaking a lot, ripping and breaking. I thought about getting some acrylics put on, but I just don't want to be bothered. Real Techniques brush. This is, I have no idea what this is. It's an eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to go ahead and place Stormy Pink all over my lid, right up to the crease. I'm also going to take a little bit of this and apply it underneath my lower lash line as well. And this is another Real Techniques brush. This is the accent brush. Okay, the first color we're starting with is this one here. It is called Truffle, and I'm sorry that it's upside down, but if I don't turn it upside down, I will blind you guys. I'm going to use a fluffy brush here, and Truffle is going to go right into my crease. Now this crease color that we're starting with, you only want a little bit to start with. We may come back later and apply more. Okay, next, we are going to use this color here. It is called African Violet, this one here. That one is going to go all over our lid. My nose is itching really bad for some reason, and I don't know why. What I'm doing is I'm using my flat eyeshadow brush and I'm pressing it into the color like so. And I'm tapping a little bit of that off. There's not a lot of fall down with these colors, which is nice. I'm just pressing this into my lid. Basically just keeping this color in the center of my lid for now. Okay, the next color we're going to use, this one is called Violet Ink. This one here. It's a beautiful color. It reminds me a little bit of Shadowy Lady, but not as dark. This is what it looks like. Beautiful color. Same brush, just pressing it into the eyeshadow. This is going to go into the outer corner. And I'm just doing some I mean slight blending at this point, because I am going to add one more color. And I have to say that it is now official. I am a fan of Laura Mercier eyeshadows. They are so smooth and just beautiful. Now, this palette retailed at $48, but you get 12 colors in here, which makes it $2 a piece. The size of the eyeshadows, I mean, it would take me a while to go through this palette if I have ever finished a palette, but I imagine it would take me a while to go through this one if I decided to use, like if this was my only palette, I would have this for quite some time. And I think $2 for each eyeshadow is an amazing price. I mean, Wet n Wild single eyeshadows are $1.99. You're getting high quality, prestige eyeshadows at a very, very super reasonable price. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to go into Espresso Bean, which is this dark color here. It is a dark brown. Although it looks like, I don't know, maybe like a dark taupey brown. I'm using a Mac 242 brush for this. And what I'm doing with this, and the reason that I switched brushes, is because I wanted a brush that was a little bit stiffer. Because what I'm going to do with this color is press it into my crease just out here in this outer corner. Just like that. Now if you want, you can take that brush and sort of pull that color down, or you can leave it and blend it out with your brush, whatever you want to do. Now when I look at this palette, the first thing that comes to mind is that this is a grown-up eyeshadow palette. And what I mean by that is it's not, hold on. If you're older, you probably understand where I'm coming from, but I sort of feel like I need to explain. Now, I love Urban Decay. I always have, I always will. But sometimes the Urban Decay palettes can be a little scary, I suppose. Some of the colors, they don't look user-friendly, they have a lot of shimmer to them. You know, sometimes they can be a little bit scary. And for people that are a little bit more mature, a palette like this just is not appealing. But this Laura Mercier palette, if you haven't looked at it or seen it yet, I encourage you to go take a look at it, because it is very user-friendly and it is more of a grown-up type of palette. I did hear from Steph that it sold out online because she got hers and then shortly thereafter they sold out. So if your Sephora doesn't have them or Sephora.com is sold out, be patient. Hopefully they'll bring them back. Okay, and then just one more time back into the violet ink color. And again, just deepening up this outer V area. Alright, a little bit of violet ink on a 212 brush, and I'm going to press this into my lower lash line here, just at this outer corner. And I'm going to pull it up to my upper lid here. Okay, the next color that we're going to use for an inner corner highlight is this one here. It is called Primrose, and that's what it looks like. And I'm going to apply that with a Real Techniques brush, and this is the Detailer brush. Okay, so we could stop here. You could put on a little bit of black liner, some false lashes, and you have a beautiful evening look. And we are going to use a little bit of Moth pressed pigment from MAC, which happens to be one of my favorite pressed pigments. I love wearing Moth over the top of Stormy Pink, which is the paint pot that we used initially before we placed our eyeshadows. So I'm going to use a little bit of Moth, and actually I will show you the color. That's what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of Moth, and I'm going to press that in over the top of the first color that we put down, if I can remember, African Violet. So adding Moth didn't change the color of the eyeshadow, it just added a little bit of shimmer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes, and I'm going to use a little bit of Black Track gel liner from MAC. Now I know in my last video when I used the pressed pigment I said to go ahead and line first and then use the pressed pigment. But what I did was I didn't apply too much of the pressed pigment close to my lash line because I knew that I was going to use the gel liner. So if you're careful with placement, you can put your pressed pigment on first and then line. But typically I line first and then place the pressed pigment down. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply some black mascara. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tightline, and for that I'm going to use a black waterproof long-lasting eyeliner, and for that I have Black Ice eyeliner from MAC. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish my face. I'm just going to use a little bit of my prolongwear concealer from MAC. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use my 134 brush and a little bit of banana powder. And then for my cheeks, I'm just going to use this blush here. This is from the Marilyn Monroe collection. It's called the Perfect Cheek. It's a matte blush. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to use a stippling brush to apply this. Okay, and then for lips, I'm going to use a little bit of Stone lip liner from MAC. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of Cherish lipstick. That's what it looks like. And this is from MAC as well. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my Urban Decay Stardust lip gloss. It's a sparkling lip gloss, and this one is called Andromeda. I got this at Ulta. Is it going to focus? I got this at Ulta for $10. It was on sale during their like 21 Days of Beauty. Okay, so my lip is on. This lip isn't going to be for everybody, but I figured because the eyes are so full on, we go a little more like nudie with the lips. Obviously you wear what you like, but for me I prefer to just have one focus on my face instead of two. One extra thing that you can do if you want your eyes to sort of shine a little bit more, you can take a little bit of a cream color base. So I just happen to have the Rihanna one here, and I like to just use my finger. Take your finger and tap a little bit of the cream base on your lid, and then go back into your pressed pigment. Grab a brush, take some on the brush, and I'm going to tap some of this so that it doesn't end up on my cheek. And that's my phone. And press it right on top of the cream color base. This will add more shine to your lid. Okay, so to just zoom in here a little bit and show you guys the difference. See there how much shine is on this lid now? This is what it looked like before, and this is after. Okay, so I'm all done with my look for today. Hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you think it is great for holiday parties and things like that that are coming up. I have to say that I really, really, really like this palette. I highly recommend this palette. Highly. I think it's worth every cent. Like I said earlier, you can't go wrong with a palette like this. It's a nice range of purple, taupey tones. There's browns in there. It's just an all-around very nice palette. Very much worth the money. If you are new to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe. I am also on Twitter and Instagram, and I will link all of that information below. If you are here from Steph's channel, please let me know below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you are a friend of mine here on YouTube, please take a moment to go over and check out Steph's daytime look using the Laura Mercier palette, and also take a few moments to subscribe to her channel as well. So thank you, Steph, so much for doing this collab video with me. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.